Okay, if you can hear me, guys, gone live a little bit early just because I wanted to kind of set this up. I've never gone live. If you can hear me, guys, gone live a little bit early just because. Yeah, sorry. Never set up done a live to YouTube before. I've already had a nightmare with it. So just make sure these camera angles are pretty good. So for some reason it doesn't let you do it in landscape, which is weird. I thought there was a way. I thought there was a way of doing a live where it's where I could do it that way, but I guess not. It's only, why is it only in that? Why is it only in that? How do I make it? No matter what mode I change it to on here, I'm live on YouTube Shorts. Ah, wait, I didn't realize that. I don't want that. So I don't want to be live on YouTube Shorts. I just want to be live on YouTube. How the hell did that happen? I didn't click. Or is this the only way you can go live on YouTube? Not regular YouTube. Ah, shit. Well, it balls that up then. I didn't see an option for... There didn't seem to be an option for it. Let me see if I can change it. I'll tell you what though, YouTube is just an awful app for going live direct on. The amount of times I had to change the thumbnail and then just kept disappearing and changing it again. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. I don't really get it. Like, I never selected shorts. I just selected. So fuck knows. So I'm just gonna have to do it that way, and maybe what I'll do is I'll change up my setup slightly. Ugh. See if that works. Be it his. Okay. Pull that over here. That might actually be better. Get rid of that. Yeah, I really need to work out how to do stuff live to YouTube, because I just thought I was setting up a live stream, like a normal live stream, not that's kind of weird. So let's line that up. Worst part about it is you can look at your camera angle either until you've gone live. I don't know how people go live to YouTube. It's just crazy because there's like no there's no adjustments you can make whatsoever. It's just pretty much garbage, and you can't even add a thumbnail. I mean, I did after about 20 tries, but it wouldn't let me add a thumbnail for ages. It just kept coming back. So anyway, how's that, guys? It's a bit better. Might actually be easier for me to do it that way. That looks kind of okay. Right, let's catch up with these chats. Jesus. So let's have a look. Hello. Dre, what's happening? Garrett, how do you, mate? Ostif. ACAR, what are we doing? What? Keep it on shorts, it'll pull more views. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that. I just want to know how I did it, because I don't actually have any idea how it happened. And there's a huge delay as well. Like I'm seeing my hands come up there on the screen. Well, 3 minutes after I actually did it. So it's kind of odd. Live build, do solid on short live. Yeah, way more views. Hi, Sean. Yeah, just like I said, it's just I wish there was a way, because it didn't give me any options to be on shorts or anything like that. And then, like I said, I had a nightmare setting up the stream. So if you go to the link on my stories on Instagram, it doesn't actually take you to this one because it deleted itself. Because once you've set up a live, scheduled a live on YouTube, you can then actually use anything else on YouTube without basically deleting the live stream. So, so it's a bit pants. So I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, let's get into it. So we're gonna do a, oops, put that away a little bit. How's that? So tonight, guys, we're doing a, this is just me testing more than anything else. The build you see in front of you in terms of building it without any instructions is not particularly challenging compared to some of the stuff I've done before. But what I will say is that this was more of a test for me to just try and familiarize myself with going live straight to YouTube, purely because of what Sean just mentioned, which is that after speaking to somebody else, someone I know, they were basically saying that you can pull up some views and stuff on, well, not so much views, but new followers. Because I went live the other week when I was having problems with the Cool Hand show. Personally, I wasn't able to, it wouldn't let me go live. So I thought it was a YouTube problem. So I went live on YouTube direct, and I just had loads of people in there that I've never even seen before, kind of watching and tuning in. So I just thought, oh, it's an opportunity to maybe grow the channel a little bit, do some little things that I've wanted to do for a while. So like this build, for example, ever since I purchased it, I wanted to do ever since I got this set for free GWP for May the 4th this year, I wanted to do like build without instructions. Just never got around to doing it, and obviously I just thought, well, why not live stream it? Because there's a lot of things I do aside from the show. I do mock, I do rebrickables, I do color swaps of my sets. There's a lot of sorting that's been going on in the Lego room. I've been doing some projects, ordering some parts and doing those kind of projects and stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes on that I think is sort of worthy of showing off and filming, rather than just me talking on the screen, which is what I tend to do more than anything else. But all of that stuff I was doing long before I had before we had a show. I've just never really considered it worth filming. But I guess, like I said, give it a try, see how it goes, and hopefully, like I said, grow the channel a little bit, get some new people in. We have got a good following on the show, but it's, you know, the same sort of 40 to 50 people. So just want to grow the channel a little bit, I guess. And yeah, because these are the kind of things I'm interested in watching. So I don't see a lot of it myself. I'm not sure why, but I don't see a lot of this kind of stuff live. So I just thought I'd give it a go. So here we go. So yeah, so we're going to build this without instructions. What we are going to do though is I'm going to follow the picture that's on the bag. It probably is, you know, some people may say that's like kind of cheating, but I always have at least 1 or 2 pictures. So normally when I buy a set that I want to build without instructions, I will just use whatever images are on the box, maybe the instruction book. I'll always be like kind of open and honest with it. In this case, the instructions you can see are there. I'm not even going to use that image, which I might sometimes do, so I'll throw that back in. Not a lot of pieces. Don't expect this to be a particularly long build or stream, but yeah, you can see how far I get. The last time I tried to do a build of an older version of a polybag of the Millennium Falcon, I tried to do it with looking at just the pieces, and I just couldn't work it out. And it turns out that I had all left-hand pieces and no right-hand pieces. So, like, you know, where you got the, if you like, the mandibles of the Millennium Falcon are kind of like this, and then you got these. So I only had, I think it was the right side pieces or the left side pieces, and I had extra of them. So I had, instead of, like, say, 2 of those and 2 of those, I had 4 of these. So that was obviously an issue, a picking issue, I guess. But I never got around to kind of complaining to Lego about it, which I suppose I should do. But so there we go. So there's the pieces, guys. You can see there. I got the instructions there. I'm just going to use that as a reference. I've been doing this, I'd say, probably for about 5 or 6 years now, on and off. The largest set I've ever built, I think, without instructions, is this. Darth Vader's TIE Advance, the first version that came out. So I built this without instructions. I think I was left with about 4 pieces, I believe, that I wasn't sure where they went. And then when I checked the instructions afterwards, I was near enough spot on. Those extra pieces were just kind of, you know, gap fillers here and there. But yeah, pretty much got it spot on. So I was quite chuffed with that. I think it was like the hook for the lightsaber, which I'd forgotten that they do that, or they did that on the older sets, so that I had left over, and I hadn't built it in, because obviously you couldn't see that in the image that I was looking at, and a few other bits and pieces. So yeah, so it's one of the only sets that I've kept on display since I built it a couple of years back, but just because of that reason. So here we go, guys. We've got this, these pieces, lay them out. Generally what I tend to do is do the bits that are obvious, common sense. So you can see here these mandibles, if you like, doubled up. So I'll double them up on both sides. And then just going to add that, you know, whatever it is, greebling, I guess. And what I tend to do by doing this is just eliminate a lot of the pieces. So it just makes it easier to kind of work things out structurally later in the game. So as I build something I'm confident with, I'll just kind of check it there. So let's have a look. I can see in there that this is there in the center, with, just trying to see what that's clipped to. It looks like it's just a single stud, and then this kind of binocular piece. It looks like it's just that on the top, but we'll see. And then these pieces, this piece is on the top there. That has these kind of vents, or representation of the vents that I believe are there somewhere. So what's up, guys? I don't know if there's a way of seeing who or how many people are watching. I can't seem to see it on here, but let's have a look. It is kind of weird being on a live without anybody to talk to. But also a nice break. So this seems to be relatively straightforward on the top. Like I said, with a build this small, it's not really that difficult, if I'm honest. It is literally just kind of pretty common sense, a lot of it, because you can see a lot of the set, more than you probably would any other set, just because of how large how small it is, such a lack of pieces. So it's quite easy to work it out. It's usually the kind of insides and backs and whatever, depending on what you can see and what you can't see. So like I said, if I did a bigger set, I'm trying to think, I can't think of any other. I think I did the Naboo, one of the versions of the Naboo Starfighter, without instructions, and I think it was just kind of all the insides, you know, the layering that you can't see that I struggled with. So I really can't work out how that attaches to the. Is it one back? No, it can't be. It must be like that. That don't seem. That doesn't seem right. I think it's like that. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so with that one, I had a picture of the instruction booklet, and then I had like an additional picture, I think, that was on the box, that would have been on the box art as well. So I had two, one of it kind of from the side and one of it face on. So that was a little bit easier than normal. So right, so that's what we've got so far. Now, you can see these pieces on the side, just trying to work out how they would be attached. It looks like a dark piece there. No. The lighter piece there. So that times 2. And then I'd have to assume they're connected with these pieces on the bottom as well. So put those on top of each other like that. And like that. And assuming that they're going to go there. Maybe a little, should be a little bit of one layer down. Can't really tell at this point. No, that looks about right actually. If I look at this, the depth of this on here looks about right. Alright, let's do that side piece sticking out here. So that looks like it's one of those with a 1x2. One of those. Ah, so that must be that piece there. And then another one of those underneath. Possibly something in the middle there, but not sure. Or maybe that's what it attaches to. So we need to be able to attach this to this. So I'm assuming that's going to go in there. It's the only way to get that to attach to that. And then that goes there. Okay. So how do we now attach that? So that piece there is connected to nothing. I wonder if it goes. No, because there's a gap of 2 there. So I'm not sure how that attaches to that yet. We'll work that out in just a sec. What's up, Timmy? Porter 66. Hello, no instructions. Huh, blimey. I put bits in the wrong place with the instructions. Yeah. I'll get this a little bit closer actually, because there's a lot of dead space there. You guys can't really see anything. And just see my crotch, which you don't really need to see. Yeah, that's a bit better. Move all these pieces in. Yeah, that's a bit better. Now, definitely going to struggle here because I just noticed that they got these blue pieces, which I didn't even know would be included in this set. So I'm assuming this is the exhaust. Not the exhaust, the kind of the bit at the back that lights up blue. But obviously from this picture, there's no way of knowing where that goes. So we're kind of stuck now. I wouldn't say stuck, but we're at that point now. I don't mind this picture sideways, it doesn't help either. I don't know. Basically, this is as far as we can get with this set at this point in terms of exactly what's going on. So I can see there that there's 2 dark parts and they're in line with these 2, which means they don't go across that way, they must go this way. So, and they stick out by 1, which means I know I can do that underneath. which will give me the opportunity to put that there. Put that flat is easier. So this is what we've got underneath. So there's a lot to fill in here. Now there's another set of these 4 parts, and I know they don't go there because we've already worked out they're here on the side. That's at the right depth for that. So that is right. So we need to try and find a way to sort of fill this out, and then also work out how this attaches to here, because it looks as if it's on the same level as that, which would mean that was up by 1. I think it's got to be about there. So the only piece here that's a little bit different to all the others, and I would assume is the red crack piece, is that. Now I can't see from there if there's anything sticking out, so I'm just going to assume that this is right, and that goes into there, which would put that correct. So in terms of what we can see, that's as much as I can do. There's literally nothing else you can see from that picture that I'm able to do. And this is what we've got left. So that's probably a spare. That is probably most likely a spare. And then probably maybe 2 of those spare. So let's put those to the side for now. That looks about right. If you're ever stuck on spares for a set, whether you're missing them or you're not sure if you're supposed to have them, you can go onto Bricklink, find the set, and it'll actually show you in the parts inventory what spare parts you should have left over, and that way you're never unsure whether they're correct or not. And it tends to be anything that's a stud. So this fits on 1 stud, even though it's bigger than a stud, I guess. And then he's obviously 1 stud part, so you wouldn't generally have something this size as a spare, or this size. Just tends to be the 1 studs, purely because people lose them. So now what I would assume is that all this locks in place at some point, but there's a lot to fill in this space in between. So I'm just gonna, I guess, essentially guesswork the rest. But with the vent on the back, I'm really interested to see how they're going to do that, because I almost feel like it should be out that way, but there's nowhere near enough parts to be able to have these kind of round the side in blue. There's nowhere near enough parts for that, and not the right type of parts either. So I don't think that's the case. I think it's purely just going to be like this. So there's like a thin layer of blue there. I think that's all it's going to be. Again, I can only guess at this point, so I'm gonna continue to guess and hope that I'm right. And obviously, part of this build, we'll look at the instructions at the end and see. Let me put this way. Look, just a tad. I just realised that you couldn't see what I was doing there for a sec. There you go. That's better. No, let's come this way a bit. Where's the key? How we doing, mate? Yeah, so I think I know. So these parts allow you to, how many have I got? I've got an even amount, which means 2 per side. So these parts are pretty good for allowing you to space out. Just trying to work out how they've done it. So we need 2 bricks deep. So common sense is that this cross section would usually be sort of covered up by something, just to strengthen it a little bit. And because that's 2, I'm assuming this has to be 2. Again, complete guesswork, which would tell me that I have to make this part up a little bit as well, because I'm just thinking about where this is going to go, which pieces it meets. They wouldn't mind if there's a gap there, so I've got an uneven amount. So I figure, again, could be wrong, but I figured it's going to be kind of like that. Would they take it out to the edge though? No, they would, wouldn't they? I feel like that should be like that. I can kind of see in this corner here, there's a tiny little bit of a brick sticking out, so I'm going to assume it's like that. And therefore this side should be the same. Separator. Let's take that off. So that is going to be the same on that side. So these gaps here aren't important enough for us to not worry about. The only issue I've got now is just trying to fill this area here. I'm just trying to think if that would work better. I feel like even if I was to do that, this is off, slightly off. And I'm not sure that's right. So I feel like maybe these studs would be here to represent some kind of landing craft, some landing. But I still need to work out what they've done with these pieces. Now the fact that there's 6 tells me, and 1 is going to be far too thin to represent anything. So I'm assuming that each of these are doubled up. And I'm going to guess that 1 is there. That doesn't seem right. I need to be able to get it here somewhere. I just don't know how to do that. Yeah, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right at all. I'll have to use a lifeline on this one. What do you think, guys? Finished building the 80 and I've got 16 3x1 tiles left over. Been through instructions 3 times. I can't see where I left them out. Oh, mate, 16. And there's 4 legs. Pass. I'm really stuck on this bit, guys. I gotta say, I'm just trying to think if would this work. No, it's not enough of them to do that. That don't seem right to me because it doesn't look right. But I honestly can't think how else they would have done it. I don't think there would be a gap. That doesn't seem right that there's a gap. There's just not enough to cover that gap. Unless I go all the way back like that, which doesn't seem right. There's no way of shaping these out without them sort of overlapping. Unless it's like that. But that doesn't seem enough. I mean, the thrust thing goes all around the side. So I'm going to assume it's like that, and maybe I'm missing a trick. I think sometimes I've seen these parts used to kind of create an unusual gapping. But for that to work, I would need one of these, then 2 blue, which would mean it was 3 deep, and then I haven't got enough spaces to flatten that out. So these can only be together. And then to fill that gap, I'm assuming we've got something there. Maybe back one. No, it doesn't seem enough. So yeah, this is where the real challenge is, trying to work out this bottom piece. So this, if I was to, let's just close this up now and see. That doesn't look thrusty enough for me, I gotta say. It just, I don't know what you guys think, but it just kind of looks a bit meh. Doesn't look right, and I just don't know how they've got it. If it was single studs, like blue ones of these, then obviously I can go all the way around and it would look a lot better. But with the square ones, and like I said, I have seen those double circular studs used before to try and make an unusual shape, and then obviously attach the blue to that. But it wouldn't work because I would need one on the bottom and top, and then at least one blue inside. Again, that would make it 3 deep. And then it would be, you know, not that that's a problem, but it would mean that this side is not level with the back, and there's not enough bricks to fill that out. So I'm going to assume it's like that. And then because this kind of sits forward, I'm going to assume there's some landing. Should be some kind of landing studs here to... No, it doesn't seem enough. Maybe go forward a little bit with them. I feel like I'd see that if it was on the build here. If they were that far forward. So I'm going to do... maybe I'm going to go there. It's this, it is. This part here is slightly not flush. You can kind of see there. And so that means that even if I put these studs on the front so the whole thing is level, these are still sticking out. So it just kind of... Not sure if that kind of... Oh, wait. I've just realized the two of these are supposed to be on top. So the top now is right. And which means they're only supposed to be 2 or 3 underneath, assuming there's 2 spares. So I'm not 100% sure where these go. So I'm just going to kind of dot them there. Maybe there's none on the bottom. But it does feel a bit weird that it's kind of... I mean, it's only a paper bag build, so it's not going to be 100% accurate. But I feel like... Yeah, I definitely don't... I'm definitely not comfortable with the back. I'm quite comfortable with inside. Just from a power of elimination, that there's not really any other thing that I feel like we could have done, apart from turn those 2x4s the other way. But apart from that, I can't see anything different. But these at the front are just a complete guess. They might not be there at all, but it stops it from wobbling as much when you put it flat. Obviously, if I was to put too high there, then it would be the other way around, because then it would be too high for the back. So still... I mean, I've never seen that done before anyway, so I'm not even 100% convinced these are used on here at all. I think it works out normally when it comes to spares, a percentage of what you've got. So I'm going to finish it there and see, have a look at the instructions and see how we did. These are my spares. Let's just see how we got on, how far out we were. See now, just looking at this instruction booklet, you can see, I can see that there's a stud there, but I can also see part of some brick under there as well. I can just put that a little bit closer. So there are studs at the bottom, not quite maybe where I've put them, but there's also, you can see a little piece of a brick there sticking out. Put that closer to the camera. Yeah, just under there you can see tucked under, and there's something else sticking out. So that just tells me that we've kind of missed something there somewhere. So here we go. Oh. Oh, okay. So, Right, okay. So I wasn't far off then, by the looks of it. So these are on the bottom, the very bottom. So that was right. When we pull this off, I did get the engines right as well. Sorry, the blue thrust right as well. Obviously, you got to look at this backwards. The only difference is that it was this way, or was supposed to be this way. So it's supposed to be that way. Now that seems odd because it's not really covering the centerpiece then. Okay, so it should have been that way. And then that piece is flush with it. Why is that? Ah, no, it is in the middle. So how I had it the first time was right. So it should be there. And I had these pieces right, but they should have been back by one. So they were set in a little bit more than I thought. Which just seems really bizarre because then they're way off from the inside. But that seems really bizarre. But okay. This double piece on the outside, correct. Right, let me put these back on and look at it from above because it's going to get confusing showing these instructions from this direction. Let's pull this top piece off. Okay, so these I've taken out and pulled those back so far, and so far I've turned this double grey piece the other way around. Other than that, I haven't changed anything. So let's see how we did. Looking from the right side up. So double piece there in the right place. The mandibles are in the right place. Okay. So right. So those were used as landing gear. So on the bottom here, once we'd done that, this should have just been landing gear here, here, and then it was double pieces, which again seems, I mean, that would have, yeah, now that I think about it, that makes sense because that would have eliminated the issue with the wobbling, being that I got the back pieces. So drop the ball on that one definitely. Now if we flip over this additional piece that went on, is not quite right, I don't think. No, I got that piece right. Yeah, so that's all correct. That's all correct. I got these side pieces right. And then the top piece went on. Obviously, I've already decorated it, so you just have to ignore that. Ah, balls, I put on sideways. An idiot. I knew that wasn't going to come off in one piece. So that was there. And then the rest is, yeah, the rest is correct because obviously I could see all this, so it would have been a real issue if I'd got any of that wrong. So yeah, so overall, landing gear I got wrong, and the location, because if you look at the back now, they're really inset. They're really kind of deep inset in there, which seems, I don't think that doesn't look particularly right to me. There's a lot of free space in there, so I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I think the way I did it was looked a lot better than the way they've done it here with this. But yeah, in terms of it being correct, so that bit I got wrong. The grey 2x4s inside I had the wrong way round, and this landing gear should have been on the bottom. Other than that, everything else was correct, which, you know, was all the top side bits I got correct, but the way it was connected inside, and a lot of those bits I got correct as well. So yeah, that was quite a challenging one, I gotta say. I think if I'd had that extra picture, i.e. the one on the front, this one, I think I might have done a slightly better, because I probably would have worked out that looking from the side, that wouldn't be visible if it was just one stud. So I may have worked that out, but yeah, overall I don't think I did too bad. But yeah, definitely would have probably needed an extra. Like I said, there's a lot going on inside there that I didn't work out. So there we go, test stream, guys. Just trying to work out. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think I really worked anything out in terms of how to like directly go live on YouTube, because I mean the whole setting it up was a bit of a pain, because it just wouldn't save the information. If I want to set one for a couple of hours down the line, I need to then know that I can use YouTube for anything else. I wasn't even able to go out of YouTube and go in to check that it was scheduled, because once you've set up a live stream on YouTube for whatever reason, it doesn't let you leave YouTube. I mean, you can use other apps, but if you go into YouTube, it's just. So I think it's supposed to just schedule it for like 5-10 minutes ready while you set up, rather than scheduling it. It does let you set it for a future date, but when you do that, you can't actually use anything else on YouTube without cancelling it, which is just stupid. I don't get the whole camera thing. Don't know why. I mean, I get that it's in shorts, which is why it's this way, and it's really narrow on the screen. It seems like a bit of a waste. Obviously, if shorts is better in terms of viewers and stuff like that, then I guess I could live with it. But it just seems like a lot of dead space. Like, I'm looking at it on my laptop, and it's like both sides is like a bigger chunk of black than there is screen. What's that all about? I mean, like I said, try turning it widthways, and just it's the same size. So I'm not sure what that's about, because I didn't set this up on shorts. I literally just scheduled a live stream on YouTube. Maybe it just automatically goes to shorts. I don't know, because I thought shorts had to be under a certain amount of time. So that's a bit weird. But so yeah, and in terms of the functionality, no clue. But the test wasn't just testing YouTube. The test was really more about, you know, having a little go at something, building on live, seeing if people are really interested in that kind of thing, and just having a little go and working out the setup. So I think it was more about that than anything else. So in terms of that, yeah, that went okay. So maybe I could do something bigger. Whether I'd want to do build without instructions again, I don't know. Not without at least being able to interact with the chat better. Maybe I could set them up where you could see a camera, but you need StreamYard to have multiple cameras. So if I wanted to like have one camera of filming me building like I've done in the past, and another camera on my face so I can talk to the camera as well, then I'd have to use StreamYard, which defeats the object. I wanted to have a go at going live directly to YouTube and seeing how, you know, what the analytics look like on it. So yeah. No, I didn't lose him, mate. I just decided to build without. Yeah. Yeah, but I hadn't ended up with like 5 of these as well, but can't confirm after certain empty boxes this morning. Yeah, so Whitkey, if you go onto Bricklink, I did say at the beginning, if you go onto Bricklink, it will tell you what spare parts you should have with that set. Generally, spare parts are only like 1 stud, or unusual parts, but 1x2s aren't usually spare, but it might be different for a UCS set that size, so it's worth a double check. But yeah, if you go into Bricklink and find the set, scroll to the bottom of this inventory, it'll show you what spares you should have had. Liam, Brick to bed, how we do, mate? Have a great stream, got to go to work. Oh, sorry, mate. Enjoy your day at work. Yeah, so I can turn it so it's widescreen, but it doesn't make any difference. That's why I had it at the beginning of the stream. So all they'll do is do that basically. So that, you know, you still have the same amount of space, which is harder for me to work with that space. And there's, you know, there's dead space for me as well. So I don't really get it. I don't know why it's so crap, basically. You'd think YouTube will have developed beyond that. Like I said, it keeps saying that it's down in shorts. I'm in shorts, but I didn't schedule it for shorts. So whether they just automatically, when you go live on YouTube, automatically puts it as a short, I'm not sure. What I will say is when I went live before, just straight up live, no scheduling it at all. That time that we couldn't get the stream, or I couldn't get the stream to set up. It was a lot busier than this stream has been. This is just, you know, my typical people who view the stream, watch the show, which is great. Nice to see you all coming along and watching. But a lot of this was about testing to see if there's a new audience, because there was like, you know, 12 people within a couple of minutes, within a couple of seconds, and like only 2 of them were people who I've even heard of before. So, you know, I did it to try to see if there was new people out there. Not that I don't respect the people, you know, the current people, but trying to build the channel a little bit and just trying to test some new things. I was told to try shorts, and that hasn't really worked. I haven't seen any sort of uptake from that really, even when I was doing a regular. So just thought I'd do some build streams. But yeah, maybe you're supposed to just go live and not schedule anything. Pass. Maybe I'll try that for the next one and see if it's any different. But yeah. Yeah, you may have put some extra ones on, mate. I mean, with a set like that, I would have probably checked the inventory first. Whenever I buy a set secondhand, or pre-loved or whatever, or it's been, you know, opened, even if some of the bags are still sealed and they've only started building it or whatever, which has only happened a few times, but it does happen, then I'll always do inventory check first. I also do that before I rebuild a set that I've taken apart. So even if it was brand new. So Mos Eisley Cantina, I took apart in a rush when I was moving house, and when I was bagging it up, I decided to do an inventory check on it, which took ages, but turns out there was a few pieces missing, which I've since found or ordered, but somewhere along the line they've, you know, been knocked off or whatever, where it was moved a couple of times before I took it apart. So yeah, so, you know, like I said, with a set like that, it's a long piece of work, but I would have done it just for peace of mind. But I mean, as long as the set looks good and not obvious where they are, then, especially if it's 1x2s, it's not going to make a world of difference. So it fills the screen of my phone is way better than a usual stream for building to watch on my phone. Oh, okay. Maybe it's just because I'm watching it in widescreen then. I suppose if you are watching on your phone, it would be right, wouldn't it? Never even thought of that. And just because of the way I'm looking at it. But it is bizarre. Because I've watched other people's live streams who are streaming straight to YouTube, and it always fills the screen. So I don't know, I can't quite work out what I've done wrong. So that's a bit odd. 1x3, sorry, not 1x2s, right, okay. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, well, look, as long as you enjoy this, Sarah. When you say better, I'm assuming you mean because of the shape of the thing. Like I said, I had it widthways originally, so it didn't look great because obviously it was sideways on the screen for a start. So like I had it kind of like that and like that, so everything was kind of, yeah, just kind of a bit weird. So originally I wanted it like that. obviously for you guys it would have been sort of sideways. So yeah, so I just have to change it once I've gone live. And again, that's the other thing that's frustrating with going live on YouTube, is that you don't, unlike with StreamYard, you can't see what it's going to look like, or what the setup's going to be, or get your camera zoomed in and your lighting right until you've gone live. You know, you don't get the opportunity to kind of do that beforehand. So you just kind of, you know, the first few minutes of your stream, you're just kind of fiddling with things which don't seem right either. So let's rotate that back around. You're saying something on my screen lock, rotate device back. I don't know what that means. Definitely doesn't look like they're missing from anywhere. Yeah, sometimes you wouldn't tell. It could be all internal for all you know, mate. I did get a chance to use my my arm anyway. I've got an arm thing for, I suppose it's supposed to be for a mic. I suppose you could use a key light on it as well or whatever, but it doesn't attach to my desk very well because my desk is so thick. The wood is so thick that it's just kind of has to stretch to fit on. And you can put it on the back of the desk, over that side of the desk, opposite to me, because there's like a well there to put your plugs and your extension cable in. So for that reason it drops down, so it's about kind of that deep on the other side, so you wouldn't be able to attach anything to the desk. Can't attach it to the sides because the sides are flush with a set of drawers this side and the edge of the table that side. So you have to have it the side that I'm actually on, which is annoying because then it's kind of in your way. But you know, if it was for a mic, it wouldn't be too bad because it'd be right there. But yeah, I just can't be bothered setting it up. Maybe I'll do it for the next stream with the mic, see if that's any better. But I mean, still gotta have it plugged in, so kind of defeats the object. But yeah. So yeah, so what do you think, guys? A bit of feedback, I suppose, while there's a few of you here. Do we like this kind of thing? Don't forget to like the stream as well, guys, because I've just noticed I've got 1 like, although I'm looking at it on my thingy. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. I mean, I want to keep this. I didn't expect it to even be an hour, if I'm honest. So we're coming up to that now, I think. Don't actually know how to tell. I'm just so. Yeah, it says I started streaming 53 minutes ago, so yeah, it's got to be coming up to an hour. So, so yeah, let me know, guys. Is this the kind of thing you want to see more often? A little bit unusual, building quite a small set. Like I said, I prefer an extra camera so I can chat to the camera as well. But I need StreamYard for that, so you can't do that direct to YouTube, so I don't really know. Guess I'll have to go back to the drawing board. Normally I'm one of those people who like spend so long thinking about how to do something, how to work it out, I never actually get around to doing it. So I just thought on this occasion, fuck it, I'm just gonna go live on YouTube. You know, schedule it obviously, but go live on YouTube, see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, I was expecting it to be like a wave of like kind of new people who I could just, you know, even if they only wanted to come back and check out these type of builds, or get them to come and watch the show. That was the main reason for this. And as much as it's been great having some people in to watch as opposed to nobody, I haven't seen any new viewers at all. So yeah, so that's kind of weird. I don't really get that. Faith and Misery, great stream. The camera angle was good and sound was also on point. I will serve to catch the next one. Thank you, Faith and Misery. I was just talking about the fact that I haven't seen anybody new, and again, I feel bad sounding disappointed that there's no new people, because obviously having a collection of people who come and watch pretty much anything you do, and and connect with you and interact with you is the best thing you can hope for. Build the channel a little bit, and what basically people have said is, if you're just doing one particular thing, i.e. live shows that are long form, it's very difficult to grow the channel from that, because it doesn't show up on people's, when they're scrolling, doesn't show up on the kind of recommended for you thing. And obviously a lot of people, even if they are new and do stumble across it, they kind of put off by like a 4 or 5 hours show, even a 3-hour show, when it's people they don't know and then they're kind of not in the loop, if that makes sense. There's a lot of in-jokes and getting to know people, just like any other chat show. If you kind of tune in, or just imagine a TV show, you tune in like halfway through, or 10, or in our case, 48 episodes deep. You don't know what the hell's going on, you don't know who these people are. So for that reason, I've thought, right, that's great. So that's why it's kind of slow going in terms of building a channel. So let's try something new. So we've tried shorts. That's kind of been okay. I've tried medium form content. Although it's not my favorite thing to do, because it takes a lot of editing to do a sort of 10, 12, 20-minute video. Although I've got bags of ideas of what I could do for that kind of stuff. It's just a lot of editing. And yeah, and the only thing I hadn't tried is going live directly to YouTube, just to kind of try, just kind of see. And the one time I did it, even though I wasn't intending to, loads of new people watching and tuned in, even though it was just me kind of accidentally kind of going live. So I was hoping for a little bit of that, and just to kind of, test out some new things. So yeah, definitely be doing something like this again. I do build in a bag as well, so a set probably no bigger than this. You got the instructions, but you build it without taking it out of a bag. You just put it in a clear bag, something I've tried in the past. So just stuff like that I want to do on these streams, or just normal build streams. But if I'm doing a normal build stream, I would prefer to schedule it and advertise it and promote it. Like I said, that gets the regular people viewing, but it won't get new people viewing, because it won't pop up on YouTube. So maybe I should just do a build stream, I guess, and just go live on YouTube without scheduling it, but through StreamYard, so I can control it better and see if that does anything. So that'll probably be my next test. But yeah, but I appreciate you, Faith and Misery, being a new person and obviously subbing. It's fantastic. And thanks for the good feedback. Can you do a quick live from the new shop? Are you going to visit? So the stream came up on my recommendation. I'm glad I tuned in. Oh, there you go. Okay, great. Sounds amazing. Sarah, from the new shop, are you talking about the Lego store? I'm assuming you're talking about the Lego store. Yeah, I'm planning to go there, mostly because I want to see if they're giving out, like last time they opened the Lego store in Cardiff, they gave out like a dragon, like GWP type thing, or it was a build, like some kind of micro build that you build on the make and take event type thing on the day, and it's almost impossible to get hold of that set now. I wasn't really that into Lego at the time, or at all. My daughter hadn't even been born at that point, so I had no reason to get back into it. So I only heard about it afterwards, like when I did get into Lego, coming up to, I guess, 10 years now. And I got back into Lego, and I tried to look and find this set. So the fact that they're opening a new one, I'll go there and I'll break my usual rules of going in the Lego store and buying something, if it means I can get this set, depending on whether it's a GWP or what. Hopefully, apparently when they did it 15 years ago, they just gave them out as people were coming in, so I can get one, have a look around, and then clear off again. That's the intention. But yeah, so yeah, I can do film from there. I mean, I've filmed from Lego store before plenty of times. I've just never got around to editing it all together. I think I've filmed myself in and shopping and my haul at the Lego store for the last 3-4 years, even before we had the chat show, and I've just never got around to I've even got rid of the phones that I've recorded onto, because I'm terrible for filming stuff that was good for. Like, I mean, if I went through my phone and I had, you know, let's say we went into a lockdown now, I've got enough content on my phone to probably make 100 YouTube videos or shorts of varying sizes. It's just finding the time to do it and edit it, and I prefer this kind of thing, more like natural, organic, just chatting and interacting with people. It's more my forte, and there's less editing and preparation involved. So yeah, Faith and Misery, please come and watch the live show on Sundays from 7 p.m. Yeah, so Whittaky and another guy, Slurpee, who, well, there's a bunch of us actually, but the main three is myself, Whittaky and Slurpee. We do a chat show 7 p.m. UK time every Sunday here on this channel. It's called Cool Hang Luke. And we're on episode 40. We've just done episode 47. Episode 48 is coming up on Sunday, and we'll be having somebody from the community known as Pink Wheels. And we've got a couple of things scheduled over the next couple of weeks. The best way to find out, because I don't really promote on YouTube as well as I probably should, the best way to find out what's coming up and updates on the show is on Instagram. So check me out there, same name, Cool Hand Luke Bricks, and yeah, add me there, follow, and yeah, I post all the updates there. That's what I use Instagram for more than anything else, is promoting this channel. A man's ideas. How we doing, mate? Love the profile pic. I'm macking grilled. Oh, I'm making a grilled cheese. Nice. So yeah, a man's ideas. Nice to have you aboard. Thanks for coming to watch. We've actually finished building the set now. I'd say I was about 75% correct on this one. But thanks for tuning in. Sub to the channel, hit that bell. Basically, what I'm at the moment, predominantly it's a chat show that we have that I was just talking about. There's a couple of things we're going to start doing aside from that. So we've got the chat show, which is every Sunday. Once a month, I'm going to try and do what we call a cold fusion stream, which is just basically me, and I'll invite on a load of guests, and we put the link to join on StreamYard, as in join, be on screen, and interact with whoever's on at the time. We put the link in the chat, so pretty much anybody can come along. Obviously, if, you know, people, trolls or whatever, come along, I can always kick them back out and block them. But that hasn't happened yet. Generally, is a great way to, what I call a Lego community networking event. So imagine a networking event with your work, with your business, where you all kind of go along, meet new people, exchange business cards. It's kind of that kind of situation. So we've got that, which I've done 2 of now. So we're going to try and do that once a month. They usually go for about 8, or I just let that flow, see how it goes. And it's just like a long stream. We've done charity streams on this. This year was the first year we did what was called the 48-hour charity streamathon, where we were raising money for a charity, and we had lots of different people from the community doing live shows over the 48 hours, including ourselves, a few other people I knew in the community, and you know, some of them doing an hour a piece, a couple doing 2 or 3 hours a piece. Just a bunch of shows kind of back to back. So it was kind of like a streamathon for people if they want to tune in. So we've done that this year, and I'm hoping to do the same again next year. What else have we got on this channel? I do shorts. Tend to just be snipped versions of a longer thing. Hoping to do some clips from the live show as shorts, just to kind of promote the show. Some of the people and the guests we've had on in the past. So in the past, we've had on, like, Tyler from Life Bricks has been on the show a couple of times. We've had both the Egg Cob Boys on regularly. We've had Shy Time. Shy from Shy Time is My Time on the show. Christ, there's been a lot of people on the show. I couldn't even begin to name. I mean, when we did a live show from Brick World, where, like, Brick Lover Brad and I don't know, dozens and dozens of people. Stud City popped on, and yeah, loads of people. So so yeah, in terms of regular thing though, we're gonna also start. I'm gonna start doing these kind of live kind of mini streams, and it's either going to be like this where I'm building a set, or I'm just working on building a set. Sometimes it might be a little bit longer and just chat with the stream, chat with you guys and build at the same time, just have a bit of fun. So that's something I want to try and do more of. So yeah, overall we're going to have the regular show, we're going to have the Cold Fusion stream, which is a networking event, charity stream for a streamathon once a year, and then smaller streams like this for building and interacting. And then the only other thing I want to try and do is try and do some vlogging streams, because I just haven't got the time and energy to put together a vlog and edit it. So instead I'll set up the camera and have me sorting through some of my Lego collection, because it does need sorting through. There's literally boxes and boxes and crates of crap from where I moved house like over a year ago. I've never got around to sorting it out. So now that I've got a space for my Lego, essentially I need to start sorting that out, but I can't be bothered just filming it and then editing it all together. So it's just set a camera up and just go for it. So yeah, episode 49. Oh yeah, episode 49 coming up. Yeah, Lindsay Bauer, how we doing? Like and subscribe. Thanks, Garrett. So what's up? Everyone just saying hello to each other. Is he going to build it again so we can see you see what? Is he going to build it again so we can see? Oh, what? No, I've already built it. I didn't do a great job considering it's a small build, because I'm obviously building without looking at the instructions. But I messed a couple of bits up, unfortunately. So yeah. But no, it was just a test, guys. This was just me testing and trying something new. Firstly, testing going live directly to YouTube, which I've never done before. I've always used StreamYard. And secondly, just, seeing if this was kind of interesting, if it worked on camera, if it was the kind of thing people could really see and get involved with. But yeah, I was quite surprised at how popping the chat was. And now I'm in a position where I can say we've had some new people tune into the channel, as well as some regulars. So yeah. So since we're already live, and I've got nothing better to do, I might just turn the camera on myself and just chat to people and see what's going on. See what's good. If I can get this thing to turn. Whoa! Yeah, can't get this to turn. Oh yeah, that turns. Right, there you go. Oh, that'll do. How's that? See, if I knew I was gonna end up showing my own face on the screen, I would have brushed my hair. Yeah, that looks better. So yeah, so I built this. Actually, I did better with this than I did with this. I built this without instructions. The only difference is I had two images. I think there was an image like showing it landed like this, maybe with the cockpit open, I believe. And then there was an image of it sort of flying. So I think there was two images I used, which would have been, I believe, what was on the front and back of the box at the time. I managed to build this mostly correct. I got more of this right than I did this, although obviously I did have that extra image, but there was no images of underneath, so that was kind of all guesswork. It took me hours and hours and hours. I mean, it wouldn't have been a fun live stream because I was taking apart and putting back together and taking apart and putting back together. The good thing is, because this is one of the older Lego sets, older style Lego sets, they used to use a lot of big pieces, made it less detailed, but because this is generally a pancake of a build, and I could see the inside of the cockpit, I could work out all the bricks, what goes where, and you know, power elimination only left me with about 20 bricks that I couldn't work out where they went. And obviously the wings are completely mirrored, so you know, being able to see how one was built made it easy to build a second. And not only that, but I had built sets similar to this in the past, so a lot of things you could kind of work out. So that was, I'd say, more fun than this one. Realised how dusty my shelves are. Can't really see that normally on the live stream. Thankfully, looking at this, you can't see it here either. But yeah, Smokey, Smokey. What's up, Smokey? Great ship, great grim baboon. But yeah. Also, oh yeah, also wanted to try something else, guys. So let me just try this. I've got my front-facing camera because the quality is better. But I had it on charge. I want to try and see if it automatically connects my mic. So I'm going to keep setting up live streams just to test things. So I'm just going to do it now while you guys are here. You can tell me if it works or not. Why is City? Stay on, piece of shit. Stay. Okay, so I'm going to plug in my mic into my phone and see if the audio improves or changes even. Don't know whether it will because I'm already live, so I don't know if that affects anything. But no, I think it might be because I'm already alive. Because normally when I plug this mic into my phone, the light comes on green straight away, and the light's not on. So I can look at my phone screen because I got it the other way around. So I'm guessing it's not working, but it's fine. Just a test. Off to watch some Netflix before bed. Ooh, what are you watching on Netflix? I've been watching Halo. Never played the games. So a lot of the references I don't really get. I'm assuming they are references. A lot of it I'm not really understanding, so. But that's pretty good. Other than that, what else have I watched recently on Netflix? Oh, I've watched all of the Yellowstone offshoots. So 1883 and 1923, is it? Those are pretty good. Liking some Western. And I've seen that there's a new series of Three Body Problem coming out, so I'm excited for that because I really enjoyed that. And also what else? Oh, Untamed, was it? Eric Banner. That's pretty good. Yeah, there's a couple of suggestions there for you then, Whiskey. But don't let me keep you, mate. But yeah, go and check some of those things out. They're all pretty good. I mean, I prefer science fiction type stuff, but now that he said that, it's making me think, oh, I do fancy going to watch some TV for a bit before bed myself. So yeah. So in terms of this live stream, did I achieve what I want to achieve? Probably not. Maybe if I get a couple of subs from it, possibly. But really, this live stream is about me trying to see if going live to YouTube basically would pull in some new viewers, and then potentially new subs to the channel. And the answer to that was generally no. There's a couple of new people popped in, don't get me wrong, and I appreciate them, especially if they go along and sub. But yeah, trying to expand the channel to a wider audience. I don't know whether that really worked. So I need to think of something else. Maybe I just need to go live. So I think maybe tomorrow or next time I've got some free time, I'm just going to bust out a Lego set and put the camera on, hit the live button and just start building and chatting, and not schedule it at all. See how that goes. And then failing that, what I might try and do is do one through StreamYard without scheduling it. See if that works the same way as going live to YouTube. See how it goes. But yeah, yeah, 920 is really good. But anyway, that's going to be it from you guys. Garrett, if you're still there, mate, we need to sort out what we're going to do with this new show, because that is effectively going to be built. Well, that is going to be a building stream and a chatting stream between the two of us. But do we really want to? I'm just wondering whether we want to schedule it. I mean, obviously, I know we need to use StreamYard and everything, but it'd be interesting to see if that pulls in new viewers to both of our channels. But yeah, we'll see. So guys, if you're watching this, still watching this now, or if you're watching it back on live, go and check me out over on Instagram. The regular Cool Hang show every Sunday. We've got guests lined up for the next sort of 4 weeks, and then I'm going to be lined up through September and October as well, and that's going to be posted soon. We're going to be having Pink Wheels on this weekend. Then we've got a collaboration with Minifig Mindset, Will, Micah, and I always forget the guy's name, Stud Economy. So those 3 guys versus us 3 guys doing a collaboration stream for our 50th episode anniversary. Week after that we got Jen from Gen Builds, and the week after that we got the Aussie Invasion. So there's something planned for the next 4 weeks. Aside from that, plans on this channel are to have another regular stream once a week, which will be set to about an hour. Myself, Garrett, aka Brick by Brick Together, both of us on, no guests, nothing like that. We won't be necessarily talking Lego, we'll be building. Hopefully we'll have a camera each on our build so you can see how we're getting on, and the 2 of us on the screen chatting to each other and just shooting shit, just to try something different. Again, both of us to grow our channels a little bit and diversify, but also we're going to do some regular build streams like this, trying to pump out some more shorts, that kind of thing. So plenty to look forward to on the channel. If you don't already, subscribe, hit the bell. We don't put out a lot of stuff, so it's not like the bell's going to be going off every 10 seconds, but it will let you know when the stream is going live or if there's one scheduled, so you don't miss out. Make sure you like the stream, and share it as well if you like. It would really help us. Trying to build the stream, myself and a bunch of guys helping on this channel with all the different things we're doing, and would like to build a bigger community, get to know more people. And if it sounds like you're new to the channel, or you've never shown your face before and you'd like to, or you'd like to get into streaming yourself, or you already stream but you want to connect with new people, come along to our Cold Fusion streams, which are going to be hopefully once a month, maybe every other month. Long streams where we send out the link and we allow people to come on and just chat and get to know new people from the community, and vibe a little bit and just talk all things Lego. But yeah, if you'd rather just watch, tune in and watch. But yeah, that's it. That's my bit of spiel at the end. And are we at an hour yet? Oh, we're at 81 minutes. Okay, I didn't expect it to have gone on that long. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate everybody who's still there, and thanks for bearing with me while I was testing a few things out on this stream, because that's all it was really about. And hopefully you did enjoy watching me fumble my way through building a set without looking at the instructions. It wasn't that entertaining, I'll be completely honest, but thanks for watching anyway. Catch you guys on the next one, and I'll see you soon. And now I've got to work out how to turn this off, because I can't even see the... Ooh. Shot at what I was building. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes, I'm sure.